my name's Tamara Chambers.
And I'm Cody Melcher.
And this is Tamara Just Saw.
And Cody also just saw 2 as well, wonderfully.
Ugh.
Tamara was like, I'm gonna dress up as Wonder Woman. And I was like, okay, well I have like a full like core, like Green Lantern costume. And then she was like, well no, I'm gonna go like kind of like casual. And I was like, okay, well I don't really have the ability to do that.
How can you go cash Green Lantern?
Yeah, well like what am I gonna like half mask, like Phantom of the Opera? I'm a big Alan Scott fan, OG back in the day.
Son.
I don't actually have my Alan Scott costume. I went as him when I was younger.
Of
I can
course.
send you a picture if you want to put it up.
I do, please?
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell, guys? I had the best time ever watching this film.
It was both a wonder and a woman.
True that. Everything was brought together nicely for what they're trying to do in the DC universe with starting up Justice League, and they're just kind of rushing that together, but like, I felt like they addressed it really well here. It wasn't like, they didn't slap you over the face with it. No one showed up. Like you didn't have to like see like this squad assemble, which I was so thankful for. I was worried they were gonna bring people in and it was gonna be like, all right, just let her have her time.
Yeah, they had like a minor Batman going on, and that was fine.
Girl rocked it. She was so good.
Yeah.
And
Gal Gadot?
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot, which also sounds like a Pokemon.
Thank God. She's so cool.
She was awesome. I'm into it.
This film was something that I went into and I was like, I know I'm gonna love it. Even if it's not good, I'm still gonna love it. It's like, there's a few films like that. Like any Star Wars film I go on and I'm like, I'm gonna love it. Like, it doesn't matter.
And to be fair, the ending of this movie was a Star Wars film.
A little bit.
Yo, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You must choose between them and us. Together we can rule. Star Wars film. It was Return of the Jedi.
That's why I loved it so much.
Yeah, I loved it, but it was definitely Return of the Jedi.
It was. That's true. That is a good call.
Part of the problem that the movie's been having is like people are trying to like hold it up to this like standard because they're requiring Wonder Woman to need to be something. It's like, look, compared to the rest of the films in the DC universe, compared to the rest of the films across the board in comic book movies in general, and also just movies this year and stuff, and it's like, no, it's doing great. And like, there's so many articles coming out now where it's like, you know, like, oh, like, can like a woman director who hasn't really done much before this handle this movie? And it's like, look at all the like male directors that are assigned, you know, a movie suddenly from an indie film, and they're given a huge franchise like Jurassic Park. So many things are put on the backs of specific movies, and not even just Wonder Woman. That happens all the time with movies, especially comic book movies. We want them to be these greater things that are more and mean something more, and this movie was great, and it succeeded in the ways it succeeded.
Yeah.
And did it falter? Sure, but like, so just like Wonder Woman in the movie, it pushed through, and ultimately it prevailed, except for one glaring problem. And that is that Wonder Woman speaks 100 languages, and their island, the island of Themyscira, has been basically obscured from the rest of the world since like ancient Greek times, right?
Right.
She speaks 100 languages, and apparently that includes languages that have been developed since ancient Greece, like modern German and French and English, which is like, those languages were very different when she would have been off at a different time. And I'm just saying, it was a great movie. I loved the movie. Please don't get mad at me. But we do have to understand that that's not how linguistics work, and it upset me.
Cody was like, I have one problem. I'm just gonna bring up one problem. I was like, what could it be? So interesting. Of course that's your problem.
That's not how linguistics work.
That's amazing. That is a beautiful critique. Oh, that's stunning.
Because I even referenced that she's speaking ancient Greek.
There was one moment, what did she say? Oh, we'll see about that. It's like, okay, that's a little modern, girl.
You go, girlfriend. And she said that, and I was like, that's not even...
It's like,
and one time she said, what's up, for a long time.
She was like, Chris Pine, you better slay.
But all jokes aside, that was a serious problem with the movie. It was a fantastic movie. I wholeheartedly enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. I still have a problem with like shoehorning in romances. I will say for this movie, because I mean they do that in all superhero movies.
Right.
I will say in this one, it at least kind of played into the greater concept of the film as well as the ending. Like, it wasn't just side boy. Like, it was an actual plot device. So I will give them that, but I still, that was the lowest part of the movie, was that one really romantic scene, was the part where I could have go to the bathroom. Yeah.
I don't agree. I see what you're saying.
That's fine.
I do see what you're saying.
We're allowed to disagree.
I know, I like that.
That's what makes us the Justice League.
Just Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. The reason why I think that their love story was written so well is that I feel like I'm gonna get hate for this, but is because the other person, like the side person that wasn't Wonder Woman, was a man. And usually when there's romances that are shoehorned in, it's this male lead that's the interesting male lead, and then they don't write the female as an interesting character.
Right,
and they wrote Chris Pine as an interesting character.
They were both equally interesting.
There was a great moment of them being together, and then at the end they're not together, and it's beautifully done. I think they did it in a way that's like not hitting me over the head with it.
I will agree. You kind of won me over a little bit because I hadn't really thought about it that way. But yes, I will agree. I think I just have an instant revulsion to
I understand that.
romance shoehorned into movies that don't need one.
It's like, this is an action-adventure movie.
That is my personal cross to bear. Similar to poses Wonder Woman struck several times.
I just imagine Doug Walker and Rob Walker in the theater watching it and just calling it out immediately because it's their favorite thing.
Yeah.
Their favorite thing.
No, it wasn't like a hike. It wasn't a crane kick. My slight problem with the action was, which I think is just generally how things are going, especially when Zack Snyder is in charge of the universe, up until recently, is the action started edging towards Transformers. Like, there were some times, I was so hopeful that she would have moments where she would just like go full Wonder Woman. And she finally did about halfway through the movie. And that one was fine, but then the final fight, where it was just like so many camera shifts and so much happening that you almost couldn't really follow the actual fighting in action.
I could see that.
And it's like, it didn't get that bad. Wonder Woman!
I don't know if I should say this. It's a little weird to critique her body. Her body's amazing. I do think it's kind of a little weird that Wonder Woman wasn't like built a little bit, like at all. She was just like a really thin girl. She's badass and beautiful, but it's not to critique her body at all.
No, it's more
like cast it or like anything. She also acted the shit out of this role. She was so good, but like
it's a production
She's
thing.
been fighting her whole life, and like just like a little like any.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything, so like just like that's just a little weird.
No, I mean like
Take me out of it.
Chris Pratt, I mean like worked out hardcore to get in shape to play Star-Lord because similarly Star-Lord's a dude who would be in shape, like he has to be, and also they wanted to be a sex symbol kind of for that movie. Right. But so similarly, it's like it's not really her; it's the production thing. I like that the movie and she both did a really good job of writing a line between naive and ineffectual.
Yeah, there was the naive aspects of her, but she still.
It didn't make her weak.
Yes. Thank God you're here.
Thank Zeus I'm here.
I thought the characters were so well written. I thought even the side characters who, it was less of like a group fighting together. They were just the side characters. But I thought that they were.
She works alone.
Interesting. Yeah, she sure does. I thought they were so interesting. I thought everyone from her world was so interesting. I just want to live there. Like, damn. I loved some of the lines. I loved the they don't deserve you line. Chris Pine was like, we don't do that. Like, we have to take it to the men who will do it. And she's like, I am the men who will do it. I'm like, yes, girl. Yes, you are. That it was so good. That it was so built up to, everyone was so scared to see it. That DC is just like, one after the other, just put out crap. And that this was the one that did well. It's just like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the Smurfs, the Lost Village of DC movies.
I mean, yeah, that's really what everyone's been saying.
Wonder Woman!
Ah! Praise him.
Love you, Zeus.
Look who's...
Hey, BB.
Hey, baby.
Oh, look, it's our own Zeus. Ike.
The god of tuna. Ike.
That's one of, like, Poseidon's nephews, I think.
I think next week might be The Mummy. Oh, we could have seen Captain Underpants instead of
I think I might see that this weekend.
I think I'm gonna go re-watch Wonder Woman this weekend.
Okay.
We'll
see our own superheroes.
Let's dress up for it. Oh, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.